Okay, so Assalamualaikum. So good morning. In this discussion, we'll be tackling the introductory part on government accounting. So this is under your subject accounting 132, government accounting. So government accounting, by definition, encompasses the process of analyzing, recording, classifying, summarizing, and communicating all transactions involving the receipt and disposition of government funds and property and interpreting the results thereof. So therefore, government accounting is very important because as what we have learned that accounting is the language, right? So of the language of business, right? So that speaks the same with government accounting. Through government accounting, people will know how the government is spending the taxes that we have been paying. So in government accounting, we will be looking at reports. As you have seen here, it is summarizing and communicating all transactions. So we can see the reports of the government agencies on how much they receive, no, of the funds allocated by the government for them to develop their projects whatsoever, and how they spend those funds. So what are your thoughts on government accounting? So kindly jot down. This will be submitted. The answers for these questions will be submitted at the end of this video discussion. Okay. So question number 2, have you seen a government accounting report? May nakita na ba kayo na report or a financial statement? So, if the answer is yes, so kindly send a copy of that, or if not, please check online and submit one sample report of an agency of your choice. Okay, number 3, are you particular on topics of government agencies' misuse of funds in the news? So, have you followed it in the news? Or baka puro K-pop entertainment lang yung tinitingnan niyo, ha? Okay, so if not, so this is the right time now to check on the internet and look for the issues, scandals where a government agency has misappropriated or misused its funds. So please name one corruption scandal you're aware of, and please provide just one paragraph outline or overview of what this scandal is all about and the agency involved and the amounts involved. Okay, so we have here the objectives of government accounting. So, produce information concerning past operations and present conditions. So, as what I have said, magpo-produce ng information yung government accounting on what transpired in the past, no? And its present condition. So, how many projects have been completed, how much funds were allocated, okay, and ano yung status ng mga buildings constructed or the projects being implemented. Second is to provide a basis for guidance for future operations. So, syempre, makikita for this agency, this is how much we are spending, how much is the allocation, how much is the allotment, how much are the projects. So, it can be a basis for the future budgets, no? When they are, the government agency will be asking for budgets from the national budget, okay? Third, provide for control of acts of public bodies and officers in the receipt, disposition, and utilization of funds and property. So, of course, kinokontrol of ang acts kasi these reports asks for accountability and transparency. So, of course, it is public property, so that's why these officials need to be accountable, no? And um, their actions should be controlled in such a way that the funds will be utilized for the public purposes and not for their personal benefits only. And number 4, report to the financial position and the results of operation of government agencies for the information of all persons concerned, so especially the public and to the national government. Okay, so mag-report yung mga agencies to COA, to DBM, and to others. So we have here the generally accepted government accounting principles. So Yung accounts of an agency shall be kept in such detail as is necessary to meet the needs of the agency and at the same time be adequate to furnish the information needed. Second, highest standards of honesty, objectivity, and consistency shall be observed. The government accounting system shall be on double entry system, and the chart of accounts shall be prescribed by COA. To permit effective budgetary control and to establish uniformity in financial reports, accounts shall be classified. No? So, all financial statements shall follow this classification. So, the COA shall prescribe these classifications. Common terminology and classifications shall be used consistently throughout all budget, accounts, and financial reports. And of course, the general accounting system shall include the budgetary control accounts for revenues, expenditures, and debt. So we will soon later on learn all about them. So are you aware of any recent changes pertaining to government accounting in the Philippines? Or you just learned that it was about NGAS, the old gas, okay? So now there's something new, so please check out on the news as I will be discussing it on later. So here we have here the implementation of the Government Accounting Manual for National Government Agency. This is actually another milestone, no, in the Philippine government, in the public sector. So this GAM, the GAM, will supersede the new government accounting system NGAS manual. So we will not be using the NGAS manual anymore, but rather we'll be using the GAM. So yung NGAS actually we've started using it since 2002 based on COA, but it shall be superseded now by the GAM. Always take note of that. So this GAM contains the accounting policies, no, to be adopted by the accountants, budget officers, cashiers, property officers, accountable officers, and other finance personnel recording and reporting government financial transactions from now on. So if you have time, you please download GAM. So actually, the whole of it is more than enough, sufficient material to cover this subject. Okay, so what is the legal basis? So actually the GAM is prescribed by COA based on its legal basis as granted by the Constitution. No? The COA shall have exclusive authority, no, to define the scope of its audit and examination, to establish the technique and methods required, promulgate accounting and auditing rules and regulations, no? So dito pumapasok, no? So sila yung mag-promulgate na accounting and auditing rules and regulations, including kung ano yung mga statements, principles that needs to be applied. So, yung coverage, ano yung coverage nitong bagong GAM? So, ito na yung bagong i-adapt natin, no? Through the Commission on Audit Resolution number 2014-003 dated January 24, 2014. Okay, so it includes a revised chart of accounts under Circular number 2013-002 dated January 30, 2013 as amended. Kasali dito yung accounting procedures, the books, the registries, records, forms, reports, and financial statements, and also the illustrative accounting entries. So this GAM, this shall be used by all national government agencies in first, the preparation of the general purpose financial statements in accordance with PPSAS, and second, of course, in the reporting of budget, revenue, and expenditure in accordance with laws, rules, and regulations. So what are the objectives of this manual? So of course, to update, no, what are the standards, policies, guidelines, and procedures in accounting for government funds and property? And second, the coding structure and accounts, no. So this will call for uniformity for all agencies. And third, for the accounting books, registries, records, forms, reports, and financial statements. Okay, so basically, that's all for the introduction.